At first, Elon Musk was just another name to me. They often think of rockets, electric cars, and bold statements on social media. But behind all the headlines, controversies, and technological achievements lies a much deeper story, one that isn't just about engineering or business, but about the power of thinking far beyond what seems possible. The story of Elon Musk is not only about companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. It is about how a single idea, when pursued with intensity and belief, can reshape entire industries. Long before he became one of the most talked about entrepreneurs in the world, Elon Musk was simply a quiet, curious boy growing up in Pretoria. He spent much of his childhood reading not just storybooks or school material, but encyclopedias, science fiction, and philosophy. He would disappear into books for hours, sometimes reading 10 hours a day. For him, reading wasn't just entertainment, it was exploration. Science fiction especially captured his imagination. Stories about interplanetary travel, advanced civilizations, and human potential made him think differently about the future. Instead of seeing the world as it was, he began imagining what it could become. This mindset, of looking at the present as only a starting point, would later become the foundation of everything he built, but his childhood was not easy. He was often bullied in school and felt like an outsider. These experiences shaped him in a powerful way. Instead of trying to fit in, he turned inward. He focused on learning, thinking, and dreaming about bigger possibilities. Many people might see isolation as a weakness, but for Musk, it became a space where his imagination could grow without limits. At the age of 12, he created and sold a simple video game called Blaster. It wasn't a massive success, but it showed something important. He could take an idea from his mind and turn it into something real. That realization, that imagination could be transformed into reality, became one of the most powerful lessons of his life. When he was 17, he left South Africa to move to North America. He first went to Canada, then later to the United States. He believed that America was the center of innovation and opportunity. More importantly, he believed it was the best place to work on ideas that could change the world. He eventually attended the University of Pennsylvania, where he studied both physics and economics. That combination of subjects revealed something about his thinking. Physics taught him how the universe works at its most fundamental level. Economics taught him how systems of value and incentives shape human behavior. Together, these disciplines helped him see both the technical and practical sides of innovation. But Musk was never interested in building just another company. He wanted to work on problems that mattered on a global scale. While many entrepreneurs were chasing quick profits, he was thinking about the future of humanity. He asked himself a simple question: what are the biggest problems that will shape the future of our species? His answers led him to three main areas: the internet, sustainable energy, and space exploration. The first step in his journey was the internet. In the mid-1990s, the internet was still new, and many people didn't understand how big it would become. Musk, however, saw it as a revolutionary technology. He co-founded a company called Zip2, which helped newspapers create digital city guides. At the time, many newspaper companies didn't even believe the internet would matter. Musk had to convince them that the future was digital. It wasn't easy. He slept in the office, worked long hours, and lived with constant uncertainty. But eventually, the company was sold, and Musk earned his first major success. Instead of relaxing after that achievement, he immediately started another company, X.com. His vision was to create a completely digital financial system. At the time, the idea of transferring money online was still unfamiliar to many people. Security concerns and technological limitations made it seem risky. X.com later merged with another company and eventually became PayPal. This platform transformed how people send and receive money across the world. When PayPal was sold, Musk made a fortune. Most people in his position would have retired, invested quietly, or started something safe, but Musk didn't think small. He didn't want to just make money. He wanted to change the future. Instead of protecting his wealth, he invested almost all of it into new ventures. He believed that humanity faced serious long-term challenges. fossil fuels were damaging the environment. Space exploration had slowed down. Innovation seemed to be stagnating in some areas, so he made a decision that many people considered reckless. He split his money between three ambitious companies: Tesla, SpaceX, and SolarCity. At the time, electric cars were not popular. They were seen as slow, unattractive, and impractical. Most major car companies had abandoned them. But Musk believed that the future had to be sustainable. He joined Tesla as an investor and later became its CEO. The early days of Tesla were extremely difficult. The company struggled with production issues, financial problems, and constant skepticism from the public. Many experts predicted it would fail. There were times when the company was just weeks away from bankruptcy, but Musk believed in the bigger vision. He wasn't trying to build just one car. He wanted to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. He focused on building a high-performance electric sports car, the Tesla Roadster, to prove that electric vehicles could be exciting and desirable. When the Roadster was released, it changed public perception. For the first time, people saw an electric car that was fast, stylish, and innovative. It wasn't just about transportation, it was about the future. Later, Tesla introduced vehicles like the Model S, Model 3, and Model Y. These cars helped push the entire automotive industry toward electrification. Today, nearly every major car manufacturer is investing in electric vehicles, and much of that momentum can be traced back to Tesla's success. At the same time, Musk was working on something even more ambitious: rockets. Space exploration had once been a symbol of human ambition. But by the early 2000s, it had become slower and more expensive. Musk believed that humanity needed to become a multiplanetary species. He worried that if something catastrophic happened on Earth, human civilization could be wiped out, so he founded SpaceX. The goal was simple in concept but extremely difficult in practice: build rockets that could be reused. Traditional rockets were used once and then discarded, making space travel incredibly expensive. Musk believed that if rockets could land and be reused, the cost of space travel would drop dramatically. The early launches of SpaceX were failures. Rockets exploded. Money was running out. Critics mocked the company and predicted its collapse. Musk later admitted that the company came very close to going bankrupt, but on the fourth launch attempt, the Falcon 1 rocket successfully reached orbit. That single success changed everything. Soon after, SpaceX secured a contract with NASA, giving the company the funding it needed to survive. Years later, SpaceX achieved something that many thought impossible: it landed a reusable rocket back on Earth. Watching a rocket descend from the sky and land upright on a platform felt like something out of science fiction. But it was real. That moment wasn't just a technological achievement. It was a symbol of big thinking becoming reality. Musk's vision didn't stop there. SpaceX began developing the Starship rocket, designed to carry humans to Mars. While the project is still in development, it represents one of the most ambitious engineering efforts in history. Meanwhile, Musk continued to pursue other futuristic ideas. He co-founded OpenAI with the goal of ensuring that artificial intelligence would benefit humanity. He also launched Neuralink, a company working on brain-computer interfaces that could help people with neurological conditions. Another of his ventures, the Boring Company, aims to solve urban traffic by building underground transportation tunnels. Each of these companies focuses on a different problem. But they all share one thing in common: they are built on big ideas. The core of Musk's philosophy is something he often calls first principles thinking. Instead of accepting things the way they are, he breaks problems down to their most basic truths and rebuilds solutions from the ground up. For example, when people said rockets were expensive, he didn't accept it as a fact. He asked why they were expensive. He discovered that the raw materials of a rocket made up only a small fraction of the total cost. Most of the cost came from manufacturing and lack of reusability, so he set out to change that. This approach, questioning assumptions and rebuilding solutions from scratch, is a key part of big thinking. It requires courage. It requires patience. And most importantly, it requires the willingness to fail. Musk has experienced many failures. Rockets have exploded. Cars have had production problems. Projects have been delayed. He has faced criticism, lawsuits, and financial risks, but he often says that failure is a natural part of innovation. If something never fails, it usually means it's not ambitious enough. Another important aspect of big thinking is long-term vision. Many companies focus on quarterly profits or short-term goals. Musk, however, often focuses on decades-long missions. SpaceX isn't just about launching satellites. It's about making humanity a multiplanetary species. Tesla isn't just about selling cars. It's about transforming the world's energy systems. From the quiet neighborhoods of Pretoria to the launch pads of SpaceX, from the early struggles of Tesla to ambitious ideas about Mars, his journey reflects something deeper than business success. It reflects the power of refusing to accept the limits of the present. Big thinking is not about predicting the future perfectly. It is about